I know about my husband's infidelity and I'm trying to get better so that he comes back. I've lost weight, become more sociable, do all the housework. My husband, 32M, and I, 30F, have been together for 7 years, married for 6 months, and were each other's first as kids. We have 2 children aged 13 and 6. Over the past 5 to 6 years, I've battled varying levels of depression and anxiety, which unfortunately sometimes lead to moments of coldness or frustration as I feel overwhelmed. I'm not violent, but I can become easily frustrated. Recognizing its impact on my family, I sought medication a couple of years ago, which helped, but the side effects prompted me to stop and try managing my mental health independently. In mid-November, my husband and I had a significant argument over something trivial that escalated. The following day, I apologized, proposed a compromise, and committed to seeing my doctor for medication again, understanding the role of my mental health in the situation. I believed we had resolved it, but 2 days later, he expressed his desire to leave. He shared feeling unloved and unwanted for the past year and sensed a lack of respect, care, and affection from me. Although he had raised these concerns before, this time it struck harder as I had become more aware of how my mental health affected our relationship. I admit to being closed off, defensive, and resentful, often letting issues build until they boil over. The day following his expression of wanting to leave, I had my doctor's appointment and began medication that brought noticeable improvements within days. We delved into deeper conversations where he continued sharing his feelings, reiterating his desire to depart but willing to wait until after Christmas for the sake of our children. Within about a week, a remarkable transformation had occurred within me. I became more open and emotionally vulnerable with him than I had ever been, my entire attitude undergoing a profound shift. Despite this, he expressed mistrust, believing it was merely a facade. I pleaded with him to endure and witness the authenticity for himself. By the time Christmas approached, things had significantly improved. Both of us were happier, our intimacy had rekindled, he resumed affectionately calling me baby, and it felt like I had regained my husband. This positive trajectory persisted until a few days ago when I sensed something amiss in his demeanor. Despite my probing, he refused to divulge anything. Upon scrutinizing his phone records, his phone being under my name, I discovered numerous calls and texts to an unfamiliar number starting from early November. Enlisting my sister-in-law to investigate, we uncovered the identity behind the number. Confronting him with this newfound information, he admitted to texting this person in November, but physical interaction only commenced in early December. He confessed that once he realized my genuine transformation and our growing happiness, he ceased seeing this person. The night before I sensed something was amiss, he received news from her that she's pregnant. My predicament is complex. I comprehend the act of infidelity, acknowledge its wrongfulness as does he. Our conversation that night was emotional. We embraced and wept, delving into the depth of the situation. While I can grasp the reasons behind the cheating, though it doesn't excuse it, primarily stemming from how I made him feel at home, physical involvement didn't occur until after he expressed his desire to leave. Despite wanting to depart after our initial conversation, only staying in our room at my insistence to prove I could change, we both acknowledge his grave error. It's important to note that in his mind, we weren't fully reconciled. I'm inclined to work through this with him, but the uncertainty lingers as the girl hasn't decided whether she'll keep the baby. We share the hope that she won't, as my husband wasn't keen on more children, and this situation is far from ideal for anyone involved. However, I wonder if anyone has navigated a comparable circumstance where the other child from such an affair had visitation rights. The potential arrival of this child would undoubtedly complicate matters between us, yet I can't fathom not being with him. I'm seeking insight from someone who has weathered a similarly challenging and tangled situation. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Love you.